Hospital. All right. We're live.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Common Gala, presented by the Grand Lodge of Maryland. Coming to you live from Potomac Lodge number 100 in Cumberland, Maryland. Here's the Grand Lodge of Maryland Director of Communications, Tom Foster.
Hello and welcome to live podcast. We are at the site of City 101. And up next, talking to us, our first guest is very recently cast guy. Good afternoon. Thanks for talking to us. Why don't you give us some thoughts about what it's like stepping out of the
I think it's bittersweet. I really did enjoy my time as First National but it's time to move on and let people let go in. So bittersweet.
Bittersweet indeed. Talk about the close relationship among the three lodges.
There are three lodges that meet Queen City, Potomac 100, and Eastgate 216. The Grand Master made a comment, or someone made a comment, that's almost like one big lodge, and that's true. I mean, Cumberland's not a very big community. It's a small community. We know each other. We were friends before, and now we're brothers now. So it's very easy to transition well and to be, well, we are three separate and distinct, and Queen City being the best of the three, we are really one big lodge.
So are you sticking around for the Potomac installation, or are you going to take a little afternoon off?
I would not miss it for the world. I shall be here for Potomac's installation.
Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on a great year.
Thank you.
Up next, we have the Assistant Grand Tyler, who is from Queen City Lodge number 131, Brother Jeff Grogg. Jeff, you've been traveling around with the Grand Line now for about 2 weeks. You're from Cumberland, but I don't think you've missed any of them. Talk about the miles you've been putting on.
Well, I haven't missed any of them. I've been very lucky. The only ones that I missed was the ones that were canceled. So I don't count them as a miss. But it's been a great opportunity to see the different lodges around the state, meet different brothers that you don't normally get to see. But mileage-wise, it averages about 340 miles a trip for me.
That's a spicy long trip right
there.
Well,
I have a very supportive lady, and we've kind of worked it out that if, just for an example, Tuesday I'll leave home Tuesday, and I will not get back home till Friday night late. It's more economical to stay. We get a room, and I stay. And I'm only driving home Friday so I can pick her up to take me on Saturday, take her along with me on Saturday.
Would you say this is the highlight of your Masonic career, serving on the Grand Line?
It is. It really is. It's a great honor to be appointed. Very few members of the fraternity get the opportunity, and I feel honored to be chosen. It is a highlight.
Well, the guy who chose you is sneaking up behind you there. We're going to be talking to him next. Talk about the camaraderie that is starting to build among the officers on the Grand Line.
You get to see each other, the more personal side. The facades are down. When you see each other at annual or semi-annual or at regional meetings, they have their game face on. And like last night, you get to see them in their pajamas. I'm going to clean it up. Without their tuxedos and everything. So no, it's starting to turn into the family. People, you didn't know each other when you first came in. Now you're learning their names. Now you're sending text messages to each other. Hey, you got to stop and pick something up. You got to do this. So
it was at installation. Back in November, you could see last year's line had that bond.
Yes.
And we weren't there yet. And now,
I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there.
Well, congratulations on being installed as an officer at your home lodge as well.
Well, when you're a past master, you're there to serve wherever the master needs you.
Indeed.
So.
Well, I'll be seeing you at my home lodge a couple days later down the road.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for talking to us today. Up next, we're going to have the Grand Master of Masons in Maryland himself, Brother Costas Gus Vorbalis. Grand Master, thanks for joining us today.
Well, good afternoon, Tom. How are you today?
It's a wonderful day in Western Maryland, isn't it?
It certainly is. After coming up yesterday, and it was 70 degrees on the way up, and it went down to the mid-20s last night. It was fun with snow on the ground, but it's a great time in Western Maryland.
Talk about January from the perspective of the Grand Master and what it means to do these installations.
I enjoy these installations so much. It's getting out among the brethren and their ladies and their families, and just having the interaction with all the men in our lodges. It's an exciting time, and I really enjoy, again, being with our families and the brethren. It's just unbelievable, and I get choked up a lot of times just thinking about the men coming to our lodges and being able to interact with everybody in the Grand Line.
At the installation this morning, you spoke about the close family here in Cumberland, about it seems like one lodge. Could you talk about that?
Yes, there's 3 lodges here in Cumberland, as most of you know, Queen City, Eastgate, and Potomac. And it's very easy to get them mixed up because they're always so close-knit. They do things together. They try to help the community together. And the magnificent building in which they are in is something to behold. I urge everybody throughout the state, if they have the opportunity, to come to Western Maryland, to come to an event here at the Cumberland Temple.
Any other thoughts as installation season continues?
We're going to continue to the end of January. It's an exciting time, and the thing about it is, too, is when you do get tired, and you put in a lot of miles on your car, and you're not home very much, but toward the end of this month, you're really kind of disappointed because it comes to an end, and you're not out as much as you normally are. We don't have our wives and our significant others with us all the time now, so after these are done. So it is as much of a letdown as it can be when the end of January gets here.
Early into the game, how's the performance of your 2018 line?
They're doing very well. We've had a lot of fun. When you put a bunch of guys together at the beginning of your year or your term, and they don't know each other, and then once you get, especially when you come to the Cumberland Weekend, which we have every year, they become so much more close-knit, and you see the men coming together as a line, and it's a whole lot of fun. So this is the things that we try to promote, and that when you're appointed to the Grand Line, if you don't have fun being in the Grand Line, you can't have fun anywhere else. So
absolutely. Grand Master, we'll let you get back to your lunch. Thanks for talking to us today. Bob?
Grand Master, if I could ask you a question on the same lines that Tom was talking about. The installation season is kind of, at this point in time, the beginning of your second term. What kind of things would you like to tell everybody that you'd like to see accomplished in this second half of your term?
We are going to have several programs that we did last year. We're going to have a new one, 2 new ones also. We are, again, going to have the 5K. We're going to have the golf tournament. We are going to have in September, we're going to have a table lodge honoring Thomas J. Shryock, because this year is his 100th anniversary of his passing, and we wanted to do something for that. We're going to be going to South Carolina in August to confer a Master Mason degree at Grand Lodge of South Carolina. They've asked Maryland to do one of our degrees, so we're going to take a brother. We're going to do a bus trip, and we'll get this information out to you, and we hope many of our brothers do. And those are the kind of programs we're thinking of right now. There'll be more to come. However, I would be remiss if I didn't say, as most of you, if all not know, that we are going to, we've asked and proposed a constitutional amendment for a dues increase coming in 2019 of $20. We'll be showing you the finances that are coming out in the new Free State Freemason. They'll be coming out shortly, and we hope you would consider voting for that proposal, because at this moment we're hitting the corpus of the Coates Fund to be able to pay our bills in the Grand Lodge. With the amount of men that we have and the amount of dollars that our dues are, we're just not matching them, and they're just not adding up.
Monumental tasks that I'm sure the brethren will be behind you on.
I would hope so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
You're listening to The Common Gavel, coming to you today live from Cumberland, Maryland, Western Maryland. Tom?
We have another guest coming right up. Maynard's out there hustling them around, and hello there.
Hi.
We have Madison McKay. She is from the Grand Assembly of Maryland. That's Rainbow Girls, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about what it's like to be an ambassador of Maryland's Masonic Youth.
Well, I love this organization so much, and this organization has been able to teach me public speaking and leadership and service. And so I love to be an ambassador for Maryland Rainbow, as this organization has helped me grow so much.
Are you a member here at the Cumberland Temple? Is that where your group meets?
I am currently the Worthy Advisor at Cumberland number 6 here in Cumberland.
And how can a Mason or their family help the youth groups to achieve success?
Just being supportive in our in what we want to do, and we also love to help you guys as Masons to help with whatever you need. If you need catering event or just staff, I know here in Cumberland we've been growing a lot, so we would love to help you guys in any way we can.
If you were to talk to a young lady who was interested, what would you say to her to convince her to join Rainbow?
Rainbow is just a supportive organization where you get to learn so many valuable skills, and Rainbow gets you ready for life. They help you through leadership, public speaking. You just get a whole sisterhood of friends that you'll have for a lifetime.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us
Thank
today, and
you.
thanks for working so hard serving all the food for all the diners here this afternoon.
Of course. Thank you.
I got a big name coming through.
A big name, Maynard? All right, who could it be?
Oh, I think he needs a proper...
Give him the proper one, Bob.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master, Richard Nagel. Good afternoon, Richard.
Well, hello, everyone. How are you today?
Bob, you might have a career as a boxing announcer.
What is that
Oh.
thing? Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, so when the bell goes off, we can just start hitting at him? No.
Tell him about your wrestling career.
No.
Brother Deputy, thank you for joining us. Tell us about your experience so far in Cumberland today.
Oh, it has been great. This is, it started out, of course, this morning with the temperature going from 70 down to sub-zero, it seemed like. Started out with a beautiful day yesterday and ended up with ice this morning. But outside of that, it's been a beautiful day today. It's always great being in Cumberland because the brotherhood here you can just feel. And that's the best part about being up here. No matter what lodge you're with here, it's just a great time being with these brothers. They really do know what it means to be a Mason. And we just enjoy being up here.
You have served on a number of different Grand Lines as Marshal, as Senior Warden, as Deputy, soon to be as Grand Master. Talk about the experience of what it's like going out and around the state all January and all year long.
Well, my first experience in the Grand Lodge line was actually as a standard bearer. And back in those days, we did not have the installation circuit we have today. So if we went to maybe 10 installations in January, that was a lot. Mm-hmm. And we didn't even do them. We just sat and watched. So that actually was enjoyable. But then as we went along, things changed. And when I was Marshal, we seemed to go through as many installations as they could possibly jam in a month. And it was a lot of fun, though, because you get to meet so many different people from all over the state. And just the one thing that's the same is the brotherhood everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go, from the far western Maryland all the way down to the shore to southern Maryland, up into Harford and Cecil County. It's the same everywhere. And it's the one thing I do enjoy about traveling with the Grand Line every year.
So, speaking from a position of experience, is there a letdown when February hits and suddenly you're not traveling anywhere?
Well, I don't know if it's a letdown. It actually feels like a relief for a little while. But things never really do stop, because we may not be traveling to as many lodges, but there's still a lot of work going on constantly every day.
I'm sure you'll be getting back to one of your prime projects as deputy, the new committee with the vision.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing with that.
The Vision 25. The one thing I've been doing recently is just monitoring a lot of the things going on with the lodges through the membership system. And from that, we make some decisions on how to proceed to try to make improvements in getting degree work done, for example, or what we can do to go out and entice non-Masons to become Masons. And that's something that we're always looking at doing.
Well, I thank you for spending some time to talk to us today. I'll let you get back to your lunch.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to see you all, and have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
If you have friends who may be interested in Maryland Masonry, tell them about the Common Gavel podcast, or go to glmd.org for more information. Tom?
Thank you, Bob. We have a face that I'm familiar with. Can I call you Mom Chris Candler?
You could call me Mom Chris Candler.
Chris, I guess you're here to talk about what it's like being the lady of a Mason. You've got a lot of practice the last couple of years, haven't you?
Yes, I have, Tom. It's actually a lot of fun. You meet so many wonderful people in the fraternity. It is a lot of traveling, so a lot of times we're comparing notes. Where are you tonight? Can I go with you? Do you need to come with me? But the people that you meet in your travels are wonderful. You create an extended family. So it's been fun.
Need to point out you've been doing a lot of traveling on your own schedule this year, too.
Yes, I have, Tom. As Grand Guardian of Job's Daughters, it keeps me very busy. In fact, we're in the middle of our installation season right now, so balancing out the two and going to everywhere we need to be.
I don't think I've seen my daughter more than 10 minutes in the last 2 weeks between the two schedules.
Your daughter is doing a great job as Miss Maryland Job's Daughters, as is our Miss Junior Joby, Grace Leone, and our Miss Congeniality, Paige Thomas.
Well, I asked the representative from Rainbow earlier what she would tell a young lady that might interest her in joining. What would you say similarly about Joby's?
If you're looking for somewhere to make great friends, to gain confidence in yourself, to learn about being a leader, planning a business meeting, and having fun all at the same time, Job's Daughters is a great place for you.
Chris, you're awesome as always. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, Tom.
Brother Foster, we have a special guest who is a little reluctant to join us, but she's afraid that she won't get a ride back to Essex if she doesn't come. And I'm talking to the First Lady of Masons in Maryland.
Boss Lady, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir.
It's good to see you out and about here in Cumberland. You and your husband have been traveling the state for well over a year now. Tell us the experience from your perspective.
Well, the fondest memories that I'm going to have of these years and all the years he's been involved with Grand Line is watching the fraternity join together, knowing that you guys have all come from different parts of the state, and in some cases when we're in other jurisdictions, different parts of the country, and yet you have this common thread that you guys can sit down and have full conversations even if you've never met each other before. For example, last night when there was a group of you meeting at the hotel as we all got here to Cumberland, to watch you and have that fun time talking with each other last night. And I'm just sitting on the sidelines. The ladies are chatting as well, and we get our lifelong friendships built out of this. So I think it's a wonderful experience, and I recommend it to anybody at all, anybody.
That was going to be my next question, in that I've heard a couple of the guys talk about that fraternal bond that gets built traveling as part of the Grand Line. The ladies have a similar experience.
Absolutely. One of the ladies right here in Cumberland decided that she was going to sit on the other side of the lodge room because she's currently not in the Grand Line. She was last year. And I looked at her and I said, once a Grand Line lady, always a Grand Line lady. And I made her move to our side where the rest of us were assembling.
That's fantastic. Any other thoughts about installation season?
Installation season is hectic. Right now, knock on wood and praise the Lord, it doesn't appear as if Gus and I will be returning from Cumberland sick. The last three times we have gone home either with fevers, coughs, flu, bronchitis, something. So right now, we're good to go. We're holding it together.
I'll try not to cough on you. Thanks for talking to us today,
You're
Lady
quite
Cheryl.
welcome.
Tom, we've got a special message that we'd like to pass along. Myersdale Lodge number 554, Free and Accepted Masons of Myersdale, Pennsylvania, has notified us of a family that has lost their home and belongings in a house fire. If you or someone you know, whether you're a Mason or not, and you happen to be listening and you'd like to donate clothing or money to help the family recover, please contact Robert Fadley, past Master Secretary of Myersdale Lodge number 554 at 814-634-1717, or email him at rfadley, F-A-I-D-L-E-Y 63 at gmail.com. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Bob. Well, I've got a guest coming up now that almost needs no introduction. Well, I'll do it anyway. Brother Tim Schufer. Tim,
how you doing, Tom? Doing good, buddy.
Is it all good?
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
You are sprouting a chest full of medals today there, man. What are you doing now?
Well, some of them I bought, one I earned. But what am I doing now?
Yeah.
Well, Grand Inspector up here in Western Maryland. That's a full-time job, as you know. I'm running around with the Eastern Star, as you know, and trying to get these installations done with you guys and just having fun in masonry.
Talk a little bit about the temple that you all meet here in Cumberland.
Oh, my, Tom. This is one of the oldest temples that we have. It's historic. There's like 6 different lodges that meet here. Malay, Rainbow, you name it, they all meet here. It's one of the best lodges, I think, in the Western Maryland, state of Maryland, in fact, and it's just a great place.
Are you a lifelong resident of Western Maryland, Tim?
I am, Brother Tom. I was born and raised here in Cumberland, Maryland. Of course, I went into service, traveled the world doing that. I ended up coming back. Retired, and after that, I joined Masonry, and here we are.
What holds you to the region so much? It's a special place, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely a special place. It's family. Everybody knows everybody. It's just a quiet little town nestled in the mountains of Western Maryland. We just love it here. It's just a good place to be.
Tim, thanks very much for talking to
us. No problem,
today.
Brother Tom. Appreciate it.
You be well.
And that's going to about wrap it up for this edition of the Common Gavel. Just want to remind you there are many ways Masons in Maryland can become involved through the Shrine, Blue Lodge, Scottish Rite, York Rite, Tall Cedars. But if you have friends, again, who may be interested in Maryland Masonry, tell them about the Common Gavel podcast. Or go to glmd.org for more information.